Does Amicus Studios deliver another classic B movie? What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 33 here on my random horror review series. I am your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, episode 33 is here, and I've got another one from Olive Films. And yes, this is a film I've actually never seen before. Now, everybody knows Amicus Studios out there, and they've done so many great horror films over, their time that they were around, and a lot of good anthology films, and this one just kind of slipped through the cracks for me. I just never checked this one out for whatever reasons, and it was one of the last films I needed for my collection also, so I'm very happy to have this one. And from 1966, it is called The Deadly Bees. So this is not one of the, Amicus's famous anthology films. This one is a killer bee film. Now, for whatever reasons, I don't know why I never checked this one out, but yeah, 1966, The Deadly Beast, so I'm very excited to do this one. Basically, the premise of this film is it follows your main character. Her name is Vicki Robbins. She is a pop singer, and she's been doing a lot of work and stuff with her singing and doing TV spots and touring and things like that, and she's very exhausted mentally and physically. Now, her agent says to her, he's like, well, since you're like really exhausted, you need to, kick back and get some R&R. So what he suggests that she do is, that she heads out to this place where she can do some R&R. He suggests that that she head out to this island where he knows he's got a friend out there, a married couple that he's friends with on the secluded island where she can go there because there's nobody really on the island. She can kick back, do whatever, relax, get over her exhaustion, and then come back and do her thing. Now, that's exactly what they do. They send her off to this island where she, she starts staying with this couple. And she learns very quick that the husband of the house, which his name is Hargrove, he is a bee farmer, and she's very intrigued by that because it's just bees are just kind of a weird thing to do farming and stuff like that. Now, right away, what happens is a couple attacks happen with these bees. An animal gets killed, a lady gets killed and stuff like that, and immediately she assumes Hargrove is to blame. Because, he's got these bees and everyone else is kind of blaming him for it too, because word on the street is that, he's been kind of crossbreeding these things and developing new species of bees and things like that. So she automatically assumes that, he is the blame for these killings and stuff. Now, Hargrove has a neighbor by the name of Manfred, and he is also a bee farmer. Now, she kind of teams up with him because Manfred feels that Hargrove has been doing lots of wrong and stuff, so she kind of teams up with him. They start doing some investigating into, what he's been doing, and she's been kind of watching over him along with him. And so they start to do investigating into these murders, and that's your film right there. Now, my thoughts on this one. This is a pretty interesting Amicus film because I have to say it doesn't necessarily fully feel like an Amicus production for whatever reasons. I don't know what it is, maybe because it's not an anthology film, but, I really do like the feel of this film. It just, for me, it doesn't feel like a full-blown Amicus studio film in certain aspects. It definitely does at times, because this one definitely is filmed on a stage. There's some fake backdrops and, the farm and stuff. You can tell it's done in their studio and things like that. But, I do like the feel and the look of the film. It actually does feel pretty cool. It captures the farm pretty well. It doesn't really do a lot of, far out shots. You don't really see the island or anything like that. There is some scenes in the film where, people are running through the woods, so they did shoot in, like, some real woods and stuff like that. But as for most of the film, it's very kind of secluded and kind of has that type of feel to it. So, but, the acting in this film, really well done. I have to say, Susanna Lee, who plays the lead character in this, very beautiful. She's the one on the cover here. She plays the singer. Thought she did a pretty good job. The acting in the film's not overly crazy great, but I think everyone did a pretty decent job. Hargrove, who was actually in Thunderball, which is a James Bond film, that's where I recognize him from. I think he does a good job as the husband. And the guy that she teams up with to do the investigative, work and stuff his name is Manfred, played by Mark Finley, or Frank Finley, and he does a great job in this film. His acting is fantastic. I think he's the best one in the film. He plays it very kind of nonchalantly. He's almost creepy. He's articulate, but he plays it kind of monotoned and odd all at the same time. It's very strange when you see him talk. He's very calculated, and he's just very intriguing. He's a very interesting character, probably the most interesting character in the film. So yeah, I do like the setting. I thought the acting in this film was pretty good. The music is what it is. You know, it's a little aggressive at times. It's a little overpowering at times too. But it doesn't really take anything away from the film. I think it does work for what it is. But, you know, the main feature of the film is the bees. Now, I was very impressed that they used a lot of real bees in this film. You know, I was expecting a scene here and there, but pretty much every scene there is real bees in this film, or wasps, I think they used in this one. I'm not really 100% sure. I'm not a bee expert, but yeah, they used a lot of real bees, but, you know, a lot of the attacks and stuff are super, you know, imposed type scenes and stuff, it just adds to the cheese factor of this film. You know, of course it is a B-type film, but it makes it really, really cheesy, like superimposed scenes, which are just, you know, a scene over a scene if you don't know what that is. So I always find them really funny to watch, because when you think about it, the actors are acting, you know, they're doing things that, you know, they're trying to defend against something that isn't there, and then they superimpose it and stuff. So it never matches up. It always cracks me up. It's very entertaining to watch. So it has that type of superimposed scenes, but there is a lot of real bees in this, which I was very surprised at how well it was done. So that was kind of a bonus and stuff. You know, as for the other effects in the film, there isn't really a lot, you know, with the bee attacks and stuff. There is some effects that you see after, some carnage and things like that, but nothing too crazy. It's very typical Amicus stuff. It's, you know, they're the type of studio that can have blood in their title of a film and not even have a drop of blood in their film. You know, like The House that Dripped Blood. I always found that was very interesting. That movie didn't even have any blood in it. But, you know, so you know what you're going to get with an Amicus studio film. It's not really gory or anything like that. But, yeah, overall, it's a fun film. You know, I have to say, it's pretty predictable in what's going to happen, of course, because there's not a lot of characters in this one, you know, and you pretty much know what's going to happen in this one. So, you know, the third act is a little, it's not really the best build-up ever to it, but you know, overall, it's a fun film. It's not mind-blowing. It's nothing great. It's just a really fun, cheesy kind of killer bee film, you know. It is what it is. So if I had to rate this one, I'd give this one a solid 6.5 out of 10. Definitely worth the watch. The transfer on the film, it looks fantastic. There's really not a lot of blemishes. It does capture that type of, you know, that look that it's looking for. It's not overly bright. It's not overly dark. The print that they use is really well done, or really good. It's a really clean type, crisp, you know, print and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Deadly Bees, no special features to report, of course, being all of films, they don't put special features on a Blu-ray, which is kind of a shame, because I'd like to see like a little featurette of the making of the film, just, you know, with people using the real bees. I wanted to see, you know, if people got stung or what happened behind the scenes and stuff. That would always be super cool if there was things like that, you know, to show. But Deadly Bees, pretty cool stuff. I enjoyed it. Definitely a fun film. So that is going to do it for episode 33 here, guys. See you guys in episode 34. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing for that episode. I have a few films I got to review, so I'll mix it up. But check you guys in that review. Peace out, homies. Killer bee, killer bee, killer, killer, killer bee, killer bee, killer bee, killer, killer, killer bee, bitch.